Okay? Now, you'll notice that the thrive continues to go outward at an angle. So I'm going to cut this to continue to go outward at this angle. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I'm going to do that. Now on the thrive, on the thrive's case, you can see there's a very faint line where the mold, two halves of the mold came together. I'm going to bring the line down that far. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take my trusty template and I'm going to line it up. I'm going to use the edge of it, which I thought I cut pretty straight. I guess you might want to use a ruler though, right? I'm going to put it on there. I'm just going to fold it and bend it over like this. And I'm going to hold it in place. And now I'm going to draw this line, or continue to draw this line from the seam in the case. There we go. And there it is. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to line it up. Very carefully. And then I'm going to continue. I'm going to hold it. The silicone makes this stick pretty well once you wrap it around there. And I'm going to draw a line to continue. You know, ink doesn't always come out and stick to the silicone. It's kind of tricky. So I think I have to get it restarted every once in a while just to get it to keep drawing. There we go. Okay, so what I am going to do is now take I guess a ruler would be helpful. I should have used one earlier. So now I'm going to take a ruler and I am going to try and draw a nice straight line along that seam. You know, this is one of these projects. Here we go. Let's see if I can get this in view for you. I'm going to take a ruler and draw a nice straight line along that seam. I don't know if you can use a pencil or not, but you can see right here where I went too far with my pen, and I've left a mark on the silicone. That's my boo-boo, and hopefully I did okay on this left side here. I didn't do so good on that side. Actually, I just didn't do so good on this side either. I'm wondering if a pencil might work that is erasable or something like that. Maybe a piece of chalk. Maybe you folks have some ideas on what to use to do this drawing with. So there it is. I'm going to take out that piece of silicone, and I'm going to hope that when I put this on the dock that the front piece of this bezel will stretch over the front of the case here, and the rest of it will be big enough to fit on the multi-dock. Now, I'm sure it's going to weaken this part of the case to some degree, that this won't hold as strongly because it doesn't have the silicone in the back here pulling it against the case. So, as I said, this is an experiment to see if it's going to work or not, and if anybody likes it. but we're going to give it a try. And there it is. And let's see if I can get that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is I can get the color to come off the silicone. Wow. At least partly. Maybe I'll try it later with a cleaner. There we go. Now, this is, however, not food grade silicone, so I don't know if your case will clean the same way or not. Now, you're all thinking, what's my knife going to do to the back of the case? Well, Mama didn't raise no fool. I'm not going to cut with the case on the Thrive. I'm going to remove it, and I've got a board here. It's actually a kick plate from a cabinet, I think. It's a old piece of Formica on a board, on a little board. And that's what I'm going to use to cut. And the reason is because if I just put this on a flat surface, you can see it's kind of difficult to hold it straight and cut it. And I want to have a nice solid feel to under it here when I cut it with the knife. So I'm just putting it on here, and here I go. Let's just be careful and move everything out of the way. I don't want to. Wouldn't it be ironic if I knocked my Thrive off the table as I'm doing this? Here we go. So let's do the cut. First cut is going to be, and this sharp X-Acto knife cuts very, very easily. Now, I've learned from using these knives before that when you take the knife out of whatever you're cutting, the cut is so fine that it's hard to find it again. So I'm trying to keep the knife in there as much as I can. And I'm kind of doing contortions to do that. So I'll stop here. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other side and take it as far as I can. Here we go. I'm a little bit on the inside. Let me try and get that again more on the outside of the line. Okay. Come on, get over there. And this little knife has a mind of its own, doesn't it? So I'm going very slowly. And I don't have to press hard at all. Silicone cuts quite easily. There I go. Okay. Now this doesn't give the nice finished appearance, nice rounded edges that you get. Now I'm trying to decide how I'm going to go after this next part of it without cutting myself in the process. I think what I'm going to do is start here and bring this line across to meet the other one. And maybe I will do that by putting it on a solid piece here, like this, and just bringing it across like this. Let's see, maybe if I hold it here. And this is thicker, it's a little bit harder to do.